Good day everyone. On this video, we will be discussing Agile Development. Before we start, let us learn some terms that we will be using in this topic. First term is Agile. Agile is a term used to describe approaches to software development emphasizing incremental delivery, team collaboration, continual planning, and continual learning instead of trying to deliver it all at once near the end. The next term is time box. Now, time box refers to the maximum amount of time needed to deliver an iteration to customers. The third term is sprint. Sprint is a time box of 1 month or less. A new sprint starts immediately after the completion of the previous sprint. To give you an introduction about agile model, okay, in earlier days, iterative waterfall model was very popular to complete a project. But nowadays, developers face various problems while using it to develop a software. The main difficulties include handling change requests from customers during project development and the high cost and time required to incorporate these changes. To overcome these drawbacks of waterfall model, in the mid 1990s, the agile software development model was proposed. So here are some features of the agile model. The agile model was primarily designed to help a project to adapt to change requests quickly. Next, the main aim of the agile model is to facilitate quick project completion. Next, agility is achieved by fitting the process to the project, removing activities that may not be essential for a specific project. Next, agile model refers to a group of development processes. Processes share some basic characteristics but do not have certain subtle differences among themselves. Next, we have the agile model adopts iterative development. Next, each iteration is intended to be small and easily manageable and that can be completed within a couple of weeks. Next, we have the time to complete an iteration is known as a time box, as we have uh, defined earlier. And lastly, Agile model is the combination of iterative and incremental process models, which has been discussed in the previous topic. We now go to Agile software engineering, specifically to the Agile philosophy for software engineering. We will be stressing four key features, okay, in this philosophy. First is the importance of self organizing teams that have control over the work they perform. Second, communication and collaboration between team members and between practitioners and their customers. Third, recognition that changes represents an opportunity to be more productive, okay, or probably to make the task easier and faster. Okay, so those are some of the what do you call this, opportunities, okay, during changes in the software development. And next we have emphasis on rapid delivery of software that satisfies the customer. So each modifications, each changes, each updates in a software, the customer or the client is given, okay, the results as soon as the modifications has been done. We now go to the principles of agile model. So here are the following principles for the agile model. First is to establish close contact with the customer during document and to gain a clear understanding of various requirements. Now, each agile project usually includes a customer representative on the team. At the end of each iteration, stakeholders and the customer representative review the progress made and reevaluate the requirements if all has been taken into consideration. Next is Agile model relies on working software development or deployment rather than comprehensive documentation. Next, we have frequent delivery of incremental versions of the software to the customer representative in intervals of a few weeks. Next, we have requirement change requests from the customer are encouraged and efficiently incorporated. Next principle is it emphasizes on having efficient team members and enhancing communications among them is given more importance. Now, it is realized that enhanced communication among the development team members can be achieved through face-to-face communication rather than the exchange of formal documents in written documents. Okay, so it's better to talk. Okay, next principle is it is recommended that the development team size should be kept small. Okay, 5 to 9 people to help the team members meaningfully engage in face-to-face communication and have collaborative work environment. Next is and lastly, okay, agile development process usually deploys pair programming. Now, in pair programming, two programmers work together at one workstation. Okay, one does coding while the other reviews the code as it is typed in. So the two programmers switch their roles every hour or so. So it depends on the agreement between the two programmers. We now go to the advantages and disadvantages of the agile model. Okay, so we go first to, or let us first discuss the advantages, okay, of the agile model. So the first advantage is working through pair programming produce well written compact programs which has fewer errors as compared to programmers working alone. Okay, so this is very important, or some of you maybe or has an experience in programming and probably you have experienced this advantage. Okay. Next, it reduces total development time of the whole project because you are working as a team, has been said earlier, 5 to 9 members in a team. So, finishing or accomplishing a task will be faster and easier. Third advantage is the customer representative get the idea of updated software products each and after each iteration. So as soon as an implemented iteration, okay, has been done or completed, the customer is given a feedback, okay, about the changes made on the software. Okay. Next, we go to the disadvantages of the agile model. So here are its disadvantages. Okay. First, due to lack of formal documents, okay, as has been discussed earlier, that the agile model focuses more on software deployment rather than comprehensive, okay, documentation, okay? So it creates confusion and important decisions taken during different phases can be misinterpreted as any time by different team members. Okay, so that is one of the disadvantages. The second disadvantage is, okay, due to absence of proper documentation, when the project completes and the developers are assigned to another project, so maintenance of the developed project can become a problem, okay? Because we do not have, uh, if you have a documentation, you will have a clear map on how to, or how the software has been done and where to edit if ever there are changes that needs to be done. So without the documentation, this will be hard, okay, or the software will be hard to maintain, okay. So the programmers may probably read all the source codes before it can formulate a correct solution or updates or modifications to the program itself. Okay, so those are the advantages and disadvantages, okay, of the agile model. We now go to the different key traits of an agile team. Okay, so if you are part of the agile team, okay, of an agile team, you should have the following traits. Okay, first is, okay, competence. Okay, so in agile development as well as software engineering, okay, in general, context, okay, competence, okay, encompasses innate talent, specific software related skills, and overall knowledge of the process that the team has chosen to apply. So skill and knowledge of process can and should be taught to all people who serve as agile team members. So everybody on the team, okay, should be competent, okay, to perform their task. Okay. Next, common focus. Okay, all the members of the agile team may perform different tasks and bring different skills to the project. All should be focused on one goal, okay, to deliver a working software increment to the customer within the time promised. Now, to achieve this goal, okay, the team will also focus on continual adaptation, small or large, okay, that will make the process fit the needs of the team. The third key traits is collaboration. Okay, software engineering, regardless of process, okay, is about assessing, analyzing, and using information that is communicated to the software team, creating information that will help all stakeholders understand the work of the team, and building information, so computer software and relevant databases, okay, the like, that provides business value for the customer. So to accomplish this task, okay, the team members must collaborate, which means communicate basically, okay, with one another and all the stakeholders. Okay, so not in black and white, maybe face to face, as been said earlier. Okay, next, decision making ability. So in any good software team, okay, including agile team, of course, must be allowed the freedom to control its own destiny. So you should not be enclosed in a in a box. Okay, you should have the ability to make decisions on your own, or the team should have the ability to make their decisions on their own. Okay, so this implies that the team is given autonomy, decision-making authority for both technical and project issues. Next is the fuzzy problem-solving ability. Okay, so software managers must recognize that the agile team will continually have to deal with ambiguity and will continually be buffeted with change. Okay, in some cases, okay, the team must accept the fact that the problem they are solving today may not be the problem that needs to be solved tomorrow. However, lessons learned from any problem solving activity, including those that solve the wrong problem, okay, may be of benefit to the team later in the project. The next key trait is mutual trust and respect. Okay, the agile team must become what DeMarco and Lister call a gelled team. Okay, a gelled team exhibits the trust and respect that are necessary to make them so strongly knit that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Okay, so you should learn how to respect and also play as a team player, okay, when you're part of an agile team. Okay, and lastly, okay, self organization. Okay, so in the context of agile development, software self organization implies three things. First, okay, the agile team organizes itself for the work to be done. Okay, so everybody should know what they should do. Okay, number two, the team organizes the process to best accommodate its local environment. Okay, and number three, lastly, the team organizes the work schedule to best achieve delivery of the software increment. Okay, self-organization has a number of technical difficulties or benefits. But more importantly, it serves to improve collaboration and boost team morale. In essence, the team serves as its own management. Okay? So those are the key traits of an agile team. Okay? We now go to the agile process models. Okay. Now, in this topic, okay, in the agile process model or in this discussion, we will be discussing three agile process models, namely extreme programming or XP, adaptive software development or ASD, Scrum, okay, and dynamic system development method or the DSDM. Okay? So, basically four, okay? Not three, four. So, let us start. Okay? First on the list is extreme programming or XP. Now, XP is an agile software development framework that aims to produce higher quality software and higher quality of life for the development team. So XP is the most specific, okay, of the agile framework regarding appropriate engineering practices for software development. Okay, so when do we use extreme programming or XP programming? Okay, so here are the characteristics, okay, that should be present in order to use or to know that XP is the uh, uh, model that we should use. Okay, so first, okay, dynamically changing software requirements. Okay, number two, okay, risk caused by fixed time projects using new technology. Okay, next we have small co-located, okay, extended development team, and lastly, okay, the technology you are using allows for automated unit and functional test. So those are the things that needs to be considered when using an XP, okay, programming. Now on the next on the list is the ASD or the adaptive software development. Okay, so the ASD is proposed by Jim Hingsmith as a technique for building complex software and systems. So the adaptive software development is a method to build complex software and system. And the ASD focuses on human collaboration and self-organization. So here are the different phases of the ASD. Okay? So first we have three phases: speculation, collaboration, and learning. So let us discuss them one by one. So speculation. Now, during this phase, project is initiated and planning is conducted. So in speculation, the project plan uses project initiation information like project requirements, user needs, customer mission statement, etc. to define set of release cycles that the project wants. Next is collaboration. So in this phase, the collaboration, which is the most difficult part of the ASE, as it needs the workers to be motivated. It's hard to work or to do a job if you are not motivated. So how to do this is very hard. Okay, that is why this is the most difficult part in the ASD. Now, it collaborates communication and teamwork, but emphasizes individualism, as individual creativity plays a major role in creative thinking. Now, people working together must trust, okay, each other to criticize without animosity, okay, assist without resentment, work as hard as possible, possession of skill set, okay, and communicate problems to find effective solutions. So that is collaboration. Next task phase is learning. Okay, so the workers may have an overestimate of their own understanding of the technology, which may not lead to the desired results. So learning helps the workers to increase, okay, their level of understanding over the project. Okay, so in the learning process, there are three ways. Okay, focus groups, technical reviews, and project post-mortem. Okay, again, in the learning process, there are three ways: focus groups, technical reviews, and project post-mortem. We now go to Scrum. Okay, so Scrum derived from an activity that occurs during a rugby match. Okay, is an agile software development method that was conceived by Jeff Sutherland and his development team in the early 1990s. In this framework, within which people can address complex adaptive problem, while productivity and creativity of delivering product is at the highest possible values. Scrum uses iterative process. Okay? Let us now discuss the Scrum life cycle. Okay? So we have release, sprint review, retrospective, product backlog, and sprint backlog. Okay? So these are the Scrum life cycle. Okay, we first go discuss the release. Okay, what is release? Okay, as shown in the diagram there. So, release is when the product is completed, then it goes to the release stage. Okay? Sprint review, on the other hand, okay, is if the product still have some non-achievable features, then it will be checked in this stage, and then the product is passed to the sprint retrospective stage. Okay, so the sprint retrospective stage is the stage quality or status of the product, okay, being checked. Okay, next is the product backlog. According to the prioritized feature, the product is organized. Okay, and lastly, sprint backlog. Okay, so the sprint backlog is divided into two parts: product assigned features to sprint and sprint planning meeting. The next is Dynamic System Development Technique or DSDM. Okay? In an associate degree agile code development approach that provides a framework for building and maintaining systems. So dynamic system development technique has has five life cycles. Okay? Feasibility study, business study, functional model iteration, design and build iteration, and implementation. Let's zoom in and discuss them one by one. Okay, first is the feasibility study. So it establishes the essential business necessities and constraints related to the applying to be designed when assessed whether or not the application could be viable candidate for the DSDM method. The second activity is business study. Now, business study, it establishes the use and knowledge, okay, necessities that may permit the applying to supply business value. Additionally, it is the essential application design and identifies the maintainability necessities for the applying. Third is the functional model iteration. So it produces a collection of progressive prototypes that demonstrates practicality for the client. Fourth activity is design and build iteration to revisit prototypes design throughout useful model iteration to make sure that everyone has been designed during a matter that may alter it to supply operational business price to finish users. In some cases, useful model iteration and style and build iteration occur at the same time. Fifth and last is the implementation. So, implementation, it places the newest code incremental and operationalized prototype into the operational surroundings. Now, take note that the intent throughout this unvying cycle is to collect further necessities by eliciting feedback from users as they exercise the paradigm. And that concludes this topic. Thank you for listening and watching.